Hey, what is good, what is good, what is good? Ladies and gentlemen, of course, you know who it is. Dr. Mike, back again, once again, with another classic video for you guys today. But if this is your first time to a Dr. Mike TV video, by all means, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Definitely make sure you hit me up on Facebook, IG, email, like the video, check out the ebooks. Everything you need is in the description area below. As you can tell by the topic of the video, Dr. Mike needed to transform into the love guru. I done changed my lenses and everything. Y'all about to get a professional motherfucking Dr. Mike today. Okay? Love this purple shirt. Y'all know how I get down, man. I love my colors, okay? But without further ado, do not wish to waste time. I don't know why the hell somebody asked this question to me. I really have no idea. Don't know if they thought I was an expert. Thank you for thinking that, but I'm not. But ultimately, I loved this question, and I kind of felt like this was not a t-shirt day. Okay, this was not Dr. Mike in a t-shirt day. This was Dr. Mike in the full professional regalia. Damn, alright, I can't button it all the way up to the top. I'm sorry. So, we just gonna have to work with this, okay? Let me see if I can get it down a little bit. Just a little bit. Y'all see me? Perfect. I think that's right. Alright, bet. I wanted to make sure that I put on something fancy for y'all for this particular video. Today, I had to change the lenses. As you can tell, these are my Michael Kors. Don't play with these Michael Kors lenses. The other ones, they Budweiser lenses. Didn't know that Budweiser made lenses, but they do. But these are my Michael Kors, man. So you know I'm in mode today. I'm in mode today. All right, and every time you see me put these on, we about to have an intellectual conversation. So alter ego of Dr. Mike is Dr. Mike, Dr. Phil Mike, and we about to get it in today. So today's topic. One of the more interesting topics that I've ever been asked to do a video on. But I'm happy to do it. I'm always happy to oblige. If you have any other things you want me to talk about, please feel free to leave it in the comment section down below. Or email, of course. The question of the day, how to make love to a Filipina properly. Or what is it like in general to make love to a Filipina, okay? Now again, I can only speak from certain experiences that I've had. This experience is strictly my own. It does not represent what everybody thinks about being in intimate relationships with Filipina women. Again, only my opinion. Do not sit there and think that my opinion represents the masses. My opinion represents Dr. Mike and Dr. Mike TV and all of his affiliates included, okay? So you asked me how to make love to a Filipina. All right, and there are different aspects to the relationship with a Filipina. You have the aspect of where you guys are physically in the same location, long distance relationships. You know, there are different aspects that you can cover in this particular video. So I'm going to try my best to focus on the ones that I feel are the most important to us as foreigners, okay? So basically, I was lucky enough to be able to live in the country for a significant amount of time. So my experience with Filipina women are literally full-fledged relationships with Filipina women. I see them on a regular basis. I can talk to them, text them, call them, you know, physically go to wherever their location is and actually be with them, see them, talk to them, be intimate with them, go about my business, come back, be intimate with them, go about my business. That's kind of how my particular situation was able to come about. All right, but a lot of guys don't really have that option. I mean, unless you live in the Philippines or unless you're choosing to take extended vacations for 3 or 4 months at a time and you can actually physically be in the same location with your lady or anybody you're choosing to talk to, that does actually make a difference. I believe that if you are in what I like to consider the long distance relationship or the LDR, what you will do in this particular situation when it comes to making love to a Filipina, every day, every single day that you get to get it, to get intimate. I don't want to say anything disrespectful, but of course, every day that you have the chance to be physically intimate with that lady, if you're on vacation for a week at a time, 2 weeks, and you just visit her but you got to go back, every single day that you get a chance to be with her, you have got to be intimate with her like it is the last time you are going to be intimate with her. I repeat, every moment that you are with that lady, and you get a chance to be intimate with your lady, you have got to be intimate with her like it is the last time you are going to be intimate with her. Don't care if you gotta pop some pills. Don't care what it takes to get your manhood to work for you, my dude. You gotta do whatever it takes, and I'm gonna tell you why. You have got to hit it like it is the last time. You want that woman to think about you consistently while you are gone. You want that woman to to fantasize about the idea of being with you while you are gone. You want that woman to have no other man on her mind but you. You want that woman to understand that nobody is going to be able to lay it down like you. Nobody is going to be able to be the man for her that you are. Treat her right, lay it down right. I promise you that. That's how it's going to work in the LDR. Communication is key. We could talk about communicating. You know, you definitely need to make sure that you love your girl and you respect her, treat her like your queen. But when it comes to being intimate with her, how you would make love to a Filipina in a long distance relationship, you have got to put it down like it will be the last time, because you never know. You never know when it'll be the last time. All right? You know how people say when it comes to, you know, separating from loved ones, it's always best to make sure you leave the conversation on a good note. You know, make sure you leave it with an I love you or, you know, something like that. You don't want to end it on a bad note or an argument, because you never want those to be the last words that that person hears from you. I think the same rules apply to a long-distance relationship with a Filipina. You never want to end the physical communication or the, you know, time that you have face-to-face interaction. It always has to end on a positive note. Always has to end with an I love you. And it always should definitely end with her thoughts of you and how you guys were able to intermingle and intertwine and be physical with one another. She's always going to run that last time in the back of her mind, and every time she thinks about it, you want her to fantasize about it over and over and over again. So that's how I'm going to tell you, in a long distance relationship, how to make love to a Filipina. You got to put it down in a way that she'll never want to even consider dating, talking, interacting with another guy, as long as you are gone and as long as you are a part of her life. That's just my personal opinion when it comes to long distance relationships. Let's say that you've never physically been with the girl. How do you make love to a Filipina? In that particular instance, this is very interesting and this is very tricky, but this is something that definitely really hits me in a good space, because it allows me to be creative in my thinking. It allows me to be open and creative in my thought process, because the only way that you can make love to a Filipina in a long distance relationship that you've never met her is you got to make love to her mind. Got to make love to the mental. You've got to say key words. You've got to do things. You've got to, you got to physically fuck with her head, all right, for lack of a better term. Now, how do we do this? How do you make love to a Filipina in a long distance relationship and you're not physically with her, okay? Know what that girl likes. Know how she thinks. Now, this takes time. Of course, you have to develop a trust. You got to develop a bond. You've got to develop a sense of knowing this woman inside and out without knowing her inside and out. Now, a lot of guys will be like, Mike, you're crazy. It's impossible, because she could be having a boyfriend. She could be having this, that, and the other on the side. But let's not focus on that. Your idea is it's not about money, okay? This isn't about how much money you send her or anything like that, all right? This is simply about stimulating her mind and getting inside of her mind and understanding that if I'm going to make love to this woman, I need her to mentally prepare herself for what's about to happen, okay? One of the best things that I like to do, or I used to like to do, all right, one of the best things that I think are key and very, very satisfactory in situations like this is it's a role play scenario, okay? How do you make love to a Filipina in a role play scenario? It's all about your words. Talk about how you're gonna kiss her softly. Talk about the places in which you're gonna kiss her, inside of the thigh, anywhere, something like that. Something to make her think about, oh my God, I can't wait for this to happen, okay? I cannot wait for this to happen. That is exactly what you want. You want a woman to fantasize about the idea of every little thought that you put in her head. You want her to fantasize about it. You want her to think, oh my God, he is going to do all of these things to me when he sees me, and I can't wait. I'm just submitted to him. I'm open to him, and anything that he wants from me, I am going to give it. And any of you guys tell me that that is impossible, you have never tried it. I promise you. If you've never tried to stimulate a girl's mind from a distance, and you've never been creative in your role-playing tactics, talking about, yeah, baby, when I come there and I see you, you know, tie a girl to the bed or something like that, or, you know, I want to put a blindfold on you and, you know, bring out the ice cubes and, you know, bringing some food to the table. I mean, dude, you have got to lay the fantasy out in your words to the point where this woman is literally melting at the thought of what could possibly happen. So when it comes to making love to a Filipina, this is just a quick one, but when it comes to making love to a Filipina, you got to make love to her mental. You have really got to prepare her for what is about to happen. You have to tell her everything, what you want to do with her. You know, make it kinky, make it sexy. See how open she is to the idea of doing things. That way you know what you can get away with and what you should not try to even remotely try to get away with. Some girls are interested in a whole lot more things than you actually think. So it's better to go ahead and get that out before you physically get here. If this is an online relationship, long distance dating type thing, definitely see where her mind is. Definitely see what she's open to. I think it's okay once the conversation gets comfortable enough to ask her what's her favorite position. What does she like to do? You know, do you like oral? I mean, things like that. God damn, it's hard to keep myself serious. But again, we in doctor mode, okay? Focus. Never be afraid to ask her what she likes. I mean, I've never really known any girl to deny oral sex. I don't think any guy would ever do that either. But I'm just saying, though, in general, you got to know what she likes and what she dislikes. That way, when you come to the table, that way, when you actually physically make it there, oh, it's game time. You know, you don't want your girl to be, you know, skittish. Like, oh, I was just talking and I just wanted to satisfy you. You don't want that. You definitely have to try your best to stimulate that mind. And you have to reiterate to her time and time again, if this is not what you're okay with, tell me what you like. Tell me what you're into. I want to share in the fantasy with you. I don't just want it to be my own. And you're just doing it to make me happy, okay? Definitely make sure that that is the key focus of a long-distance relationship that has not had physical intimacy yet. Again, first two topics, long-distance relationship wherein you met the girl but you have to leave and go back and it has to be an LDR until you guys can be together again. Make sure that you hit it like it's going to be the last time. You treat it like it's going to be the last time. That way, she is only thinking about you until the next time. Then you have to stimulate that mind, stimulate the psyche. Get as graphic as you can with her when you're dealing with long distance relationship where communication is the only way to be with that girl. Now let's say you have the fortunate situation where you are able to physically live with your lady. Alright, let's say that you're physically able to live with your lady and you've been with her for a significant amount of time and you guys are in the same household. You would ask me, what is sex like with a Filipina? Then I believe in the same thing. You always got to be creative, guys. You always got to be creative. You've always got to be able to come up with new things. You know, and even if you're not really that creative and you're not really coming up with new ideas, like, you know, role playing and dressing up, not doctor, nurse, shit like that, it's okay. As long as you come to the table with a heart on and you ready to put in work, I don't really see there being no problem. I think she'll be as game as anybody could possibly be. All right, this is more so with guys that are married, physically living with their Filipina lady. I think, you know, you can definitely be more creative when you're actually with the Filipina. It doesn't have to be an everyday thing. Most of people, you know, most relationships are more about the communication aspect more than it is about the sexual aspect. So when it comes to physically being with her, I think you guys really genuinely get along well enough to where you can communicate and you can talk about the things that you like, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a hookup every night situation. I mean, when you're dealing with the LDR and your time is limited, yeah, you probably will do something like that frequently, sometimes a couple times a day, depending, you know. But when you're living with your girl, it's not going to always be a daily thing sometimes, you know. It doesn't have to be a daily thing, you know, because you got time to really sit there, finesse, and understand and live in the moment of that particular relationship. All right, but then you ask me, let me get to the meat and potatoes. Those are just the different types of relationships and how you should make love to a Filipina in those relationships. But let's talk about, what is it like making love to a Filipina. I think that's very, very important. I think a lot of people want to know, what is it like? I made a video one time before that none of you guys will ever see because I've already deleted that video. I felt like I probably touched too many wrong buttons on that one when I should have been touching the right ones. And with that being said, I ended up deleting it. But in that particular video, I made a revelation of my own. And I used to tell myself that when it comes to the female reproductive organ of any lady, please don't take this the wrong way, okay? Alright, please don't take it the wrong way, alright? Because I know a lot of people may have their mixed feelings about this one. But when it comes to the female reproductive organ, the lady parts, that particular lady part down here, I used to tell myself that ultimately they're all the same, but the packaging is different. And I think people will understand what I mean by that, and I think some people have made this revelation before, but I do believe that, you know, ultimately it's not so much about the part itself, but it's more about the packaging, how it looks, how it appeals to the eye, how it appeals to the senses, how it smells. Sorry, I didn't mean necessarily how it smells, but you know, how the lady smells, and you know whatever it is that she's bringing to the table to, you know, scintilize and tantalize and, you know, make this something that she wants you to be attracted to. She wants you to physically be attracted to her as a whole, all right? But ultimately, when it comes to being in a relationship and people would ask, what is it really like, you know, that particular thing, you know, the only thing that I can honestly say is there's not really much of a difference other than the fact that it is packaged differently. But if I had to go into detail about what I mean by packaged differently, we have some ladies that are thick, some that are slim, some that are trim, some that are bigger than others. I mean, so ultimately, the appeal factor is what really matters when it comes to what it's really like. Now, we can get into situations where we can talk about, you know, smells and things like that, but that is a whole different situation. I mean, that's something that I really should not touch. But again, I am in Dr. Mike mode, and I am here to answer questions as if I was a natural-born counselor and if I was really a doctor in this particular field. But I don't really want to touch on that particular situation because sometimes the packaging can be all good. Everything could be perfect. She could have the perfect body type. She can look good in a dress, slim fit, trim, the whole nine. Everything that you would want in a lady. And then it could actually be the worst experience that you've ever had in your life for a number of different reasons. So again, I don't really want to focus on that. But if you had to ask the question, what is it like? Ultimately, the packaging is the only thing that makes it different in most situations. The tan skin, the eyes, the whole lot, the whole everything. You know, the eyes, the thighs, oh my, you know, that's kind of where most guys try to separate the difference. And that's more so based on the physical aspect of the lady. During the act, the performance itself, you know, ladies all around the world could definitely be vanilla. We can have some that can definitely get into some kinky things. It doesn't necessarily mean that as a Filipina, that she's not going to be into kinky things, okay? I don't care what nobody says. This is not necessarily in relation to my particular relationship, I'm just saying that. But I want you guys to understand that, you know, they can be into kinky things as well. So if you ask what it's like, it varies, it differs. And I think that that should definitely be something that a lot of guys should already be well aware of in that particular instance. You can't really sit there and say, oh, all Filipinas are alike when it comes to, you know, having, you know, being in an intimate relationship, because that is not true. A lot of women are able to develop, and that's the beautiful thing about a relationship, a physical relationship. Mentality-wise, everything-wise, you can turn her into what you want her to be. That's the beauty of it all. If you get the right one, she's willing to open and submit herself to you. She's willing to open and submit herself to the idea of you. She's willing to open and submit herself to the idea of doing the things that you like to do. Maybe she'll like it too. But even if she doesn't really like it, maybe she'll tell you, we move on to other fantasies. You get it? So it doesn't really mean that you're stuck in a situation and a relationship has to be vanilla. You can definitely make it chocolate, cosmopolitan, and other flavors, okay? Get a little rocky road brownie. I don't know, man. Whatever your flavor of choice is, you know, sky's the limit when it comes to physically being intimate with a Filipina. That's what I like. If you had to ask the honest difference between that and American women pretty much, or westernized women in general, they'll tell you no, I'm not doing that shit. All right, let's keep it 100. American women definitely aren't all, not all of them are as open into doing different things as you may find in a lady from an Asian culture. Filipinas more specifically, you know, they're open-minded. Some ladies from the US may or may not try it, but they have no problem telling you, hell nah, we ain't doing that, okay? So that may be the difference if you want to ask me truly what it is like. But this is more of a long-term thing, depending on the type of girl that you're choosing to be intimate with. But if you ask me how to make love to a Filipina in the general essence of it all, be gentle, okay? Keep it 100. You gotta start out gentle. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because most girls, if you don't remember my last video when I talked about does size really matter, you remember that one, definitely make sure you check that one out. Give it a like for the good Dr. Mike. But definitely, you gotta be gentle. I didn't talk about this, but you gotta be gentle, because if you are of a larger size, you definitely don't want to go up in there and start roughing some stuff up, guys. You gotta be gentle, man. You know, some girls aren't used to used to a size like mine or yours or something like that. So you gotta go in there gentle. Gotta be easy. You gotta slow stroke. All right. And then once she gets used to it, we can definitely see where things can transpire from there. But I would definitely say how to make love to a Filipina. Gotta start out gentle, guys. Please, unless that girl is unless she is more open and liberated than you possibly thought, and you kind of just fall in. Definitely, we could take that one to a different route. But with that being said, I think Dr. Mike has touched on everything that he wanted to. Michael Kors lenses, purple shirt looking like Barney, but it is all good because I am your big purple dinosaur tonight, lady. And if you need a teddy bear, Dr. Mike definitely got the body you can cuddle on. And with that being said, man, I think I'm officially finished. Dr. Mike is officially out. I sincerely hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, give that a like. Definitely give it a like, share this video, definitely help my foreigners understand that there are different ways and different aspects that we can approach situations with Filipinas. And if you have any other aspects that you think need a good, solid approach and you have something you can add to the video, comment down below. Ladies, please feel free to comment down below. With all that being said, there may be some dislikes, but hey, Dr. Mike is as real as he wants to be. This is his channel. He's going to do what he wants to. And I'm trying to come up with topics that stimulate the mind. I'm trying to make sure I bring out these lenses a little bit more because I like this version of myself. And if you like this version of Dr. Mike, Dr. Phil Mike, whatever you want to call him, definitely let me know. He gonna still be around whether you don't like him or not. With that being said, Dr. Mike is officially out. Aalis na ko, paalam, which means I'm going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Mahal kita, mabuhay. Peace.